Hey everybody, welcome to the Murder Reviews. Today we're checking out a pouch from Down Under. This is the Platatac ASAD. You can see here, we got the label here. Platatac ASAD dump pouch modular. This thing's pretty awesome. So what this is a modernized version of the Platatac and sword style of front dump pouch / gas mag pouches that the Australian Special Forces and Australian military would wear on the front of their plate carriers. And originally, these were pouches they would use to carry gas masks, and then they started using them as dump pouches. And what this has done is this has kind of added some more robust features and a little more modern features to kind of just bring it up to speed for the modern battlefield. And it's pretty damn awesome. Two of the big straight out of the gate features are they've added a larger mounting point here. Usually it stops right about this point here. Where it's 1.5 inch like square. They've added this extra little bit here at the top, and it gives you just a larger mounting face on the plate carrier, which helps just kind of retain it a little better once you kind of sandwich it in, which is pretty awesome. And on the bottom, instead of a simple grommet hole, you have two large mesh areas to help drain water and sand and dirt and debris, which is also a nice touch and a nice addition. As far as the actual face, traditionally these didn't have any sort of elastic or anything to kind of cinch them down. And what they've added is they've added some shock cord and a cord lock, so you can kind of cinch it and help kind of keep it closed. You can add a kind of elastic lip to the pouch, which is pretty cool and pretty nice too. And it helps keep smaller items when you get them in there. If you want to use this to hold something other than magazines, helps them retain them a little better. And when you have it full of magazines, helps keep them from coming back out and bouncing back out on you. Very large pouch, big space, very cavernous. You could fit up to at least 10 AR magazines in here with no problem, or Steyr F88 magazines, very similar in size. These are Airsoft mid-cap pouches, magazines from G&P. And I have 10 of them right here. And I was able to get all of them in this pouch with no problem. So traditionally, a dump pouch would be something you'd wear on your belt. With this style, you actually sandwich it on the plate carrier in the front, which is pretty damn cool. I kind of prefer the ergonomics of that way of doing your dump pouch. Personally, the Aussies were definitely onto something. I tried it briefly when I was actually deploying. It was a lot of fun. It was very useful. And then I did it a lot in Airsoft and just absolutely love it. So I've got a plate carrier right here. I've got a Warrior Assault Systems Recon. Bring it out front. It's the rig that I'm using the most right now. Open up the cummerbund. As you can see, we got big Velcro area. We'll sandwich it on. And boom, we can put this thing on and it fits easy peasy. Once you get this on, I really like the fact that it will roll up very small. Whoops. It'll stow out of your way. And I think that's pretty cool. And it's very simple to do. Either hand, one hand, just kind of pull, and it'll drop down on you, out of your way, and down for use. So what is really cool about this, and I'll pull it off so I can show you, is Platatac really did think this through when they were designing this guy. And let's get this out of here. We don't do this anymore. On the back here, you have this piece here, this like 1.5 inch webbing, and this is how you store it. And this is completely configurable in its size as far as length of pull. So you can decide how much you want this to be stored, like how thick you want it, how small you want it, because you have this 1 inch webbing here 4 channels, and then you've got the Velcro for tying it down. But this 1-inch webbing allows you to put like mission essential small items like Kims. So if you had some Kims already in there, you could roll it up to just about that point and then just store it on your kit. And you can keep it so you don't have all of that excess down there, but just enough, but you can still keep your Kims ready to go for your mission right there, and then drop it down. And that's kind of cool. I like the fact you could keep some Kims up forward. Easy to grab, easy to use. And then inside here, you've got this small zipper compartment that has 6 elastic loops sewn in. It's like a 1-inch elastic right there. And then you could have some more Kims pre-staged, mission essential Kims for whatever you need, whatever color, different colors for different things. This is an IR, but I do think that's kind of cool. And you can have those all set up in your dump, and you can have your dump either down or partially up, depending on how you want it. And that's all dependent on this guy back here, this piece of webbing that can be changed to length as needed. Overall, a pretty cool design. I do like this here. So you got this piece of Velcro that you can open up, and then you've got this loop, loop, Jesus, the hook, and you can kind of smash it down, and that'll kind of keep everything in place where it needs to be. And then you can take the elastic, cinch it, and now you got everything really compact, really well closed, and you don't get to really worry about it. And it's pretty nice. That's a feature that wasn't up on a lot of the older gas bags and the dumps. They had kind of like a double buckle system where you could kind of like buckle over to help it, but it just wasn't quite as robust as this. Platatac really thought this out and did add some serious upgrades. You got this gusset here on the front to help it kind of sit a little flatter or puff out as needed to accommodate space-wise, and that's pretty great too. And then, like I already talked about, you got this mesh down here that is a huge upgrade as far as the drainage goes, and I think that is fantastic. I've had this for a couple of years now. I've been using it on and off in most of my different kits. Even if it's not an Aussie kit, I use it a lot for different things. Even if it's something that honestly that specific unit using, because I just think they're awesome, and I think they're great pieces of gear. Last thing I'm going to talk about real quick before we end this review, it's getting kind of long, is the overall construction. The inside of the lip has got this nice reinforcement here, and then you've got it covered by some gross grain on the top. It's really nice that this is reinforcements here. I do like that. That helps kind of just keep everything tidy and nice and clean. And then it's really well constructed with gross grain all through the bottom here to cover up any loose ends. There's no loose pieces of material down here, and it's going to fray out or start to get busted up and messed up. And I think that's pretty nice. And it's a well thought out piece of construction in that regard. Some items like this I've seen other guys make. They won't finish out these edges. They'll just kind of leave them loose and fray, and over time they'll start to just get gunked up and screwed up, and then you'll start to have failure points, and that just sucks. So Platatac took a lot of care when making this item, and it definitely shows, and they definitely did upgrade the front up pouch. Overall, definitely a huge plus in my book. I think these are awesome, and really awesome piece of kit to get if you can get your hands on one. One downfall with these is they are very expensive. Well, no, they're not terribly expensive. They're not cheap, but the shipping is extremely expensive. So if you're going to have to get one of these from Australia and you're in the US, be prepared to pay a lot for shipping. If you're in Europe, shipping probably won't be nearly as much, but you're probably still going to pay a little bit. If you can grab one of these on the secondhand market and closer to your normal locale, either be in America or Europe, I highly recommend you try to grab it that way. If you can find a tactical store that retails Platatac stuff, that would be your best bet. But last option for you would be just going straight to Platatac on their website and grabbing one if you could find it in stock. I'll link to where you can find a couple of these. I'll try to find some retailers in Europe that carry them, and I'll see if I can still find anybody in the US that might carry Platatac stuff. And then I'll also have a link directly to Platatac's website where you can find one of these guys if and when it is in stock. And then, yeah, definitely check out your secondhand locations as well. That is actually where I scored this one from. I scored this guy's secondhand, and I was really happy to have gotten it. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys got some out of this review. And as always, Get out there, try new stuff. If you're not familiar with Platatac, they do make great stuff. Check them out. Easily on par with anything from some of the larger companies in Europe or America. Get out there, play some Airsoft, make some cool kits. I'll see you guys in the next one. LARP hard, fellas.